Inside row number 1, it will be the 33 out of Marysville, Washington, the Mount Baker Trucking, Mount Baker Landscaping sponsored entry of Colton Heath. To his outside will be the 17, the Dave Smith Motorsports DC Signs out of Mill Creek, Washington, Cam Smith. Row 2 on the inside will be the 4L, the Borden's Auto Parts, Taylor Onsite out of Roy, Washington, Lane Taylor. To his outside, quick time tonight in the car number 7 out of Harrisburg, the J&K Auto Repair Button Plumbing sponsored entry of Tyler Thompson. Row 3 on the inside will consist of the 78 car out of Klamath Falls, the Bob's Excavating, Jordan Mockridge Trucking sponsored entry of Ryan Hirschbach. And to his outside will consist of the 35 car, that is the Tint Pro Window Tinting Curry Legacy Construction sponsored entry out of Winston, Steve Smith. 6 cars, 8 laps the distance for the 360 Sprint Cars. We are live on the Facebook Live Look-In on the Dirt Old TV Facebook page. If you like what you see here in Heat Race Competition, jump over to dirtoldtv.com, get the subscription. You do not want to miss the 11th annual Marvin Smith Memorial here at the Cottage Grove Speedway. The lights are out on the racing surface for the first heat race of the night. Heath and Smith occupy the front row for heat race number 1. Then you have Taylor and Thompson, Hirschbach and Smith ready to do battle. Heat race number 1, we're racing. They fire off down into turns 1 and 2. Ooh, close quarters there. Cam Smith, Tyler Thompson. Lane Taylor going to get the better of the two. Is he going to get away with second? Here comes Cam Smith, though. Colton Heath going to lead lap number 1. Lane Taylor doing a good job holding off Cam Smith, getting the Huffs and the Bucks in turns 1 and 2. And he's going to lose second place to Cam Smith. Tyler Thompson sitting out there in 4th place. It's all Colton Heath out front. In front of Cam Smith, Lane Taylor, Tyler Thompson, Ryan Hirschbach, Steve Smith. Heath with a 1.6 second lead over Cam Smith. Taylor getting Bucky over there in turns 1 and 2. Going to lose 3rd place to Tyler Thompson. Thompson, your fastest qualifier here tonight. Complete with 5 down, 3 laps to go, just over halfway. Everyone working the bump in turns 1 and 2. Colton Heath will come down for 2 laps to go. He's got lap traffic in front of him on Steve Smith. Heath working the top side. So is Tyler Thompson sitting back there in 3rd. Cam Smith closing in just a little bit on Colton Heath. White flag is out. One more trip around the park for Colton Heath. Trying to work his way around the lap car, Steve Smith. Into 3 out of turn number 4. Oh, contact, but not going to bug him too much. He will get the win. Colton Heath wins heat race number 1. Cam Smith finishing 2nd. Tyler Thompson 3rd. Lane Taylor 4th. Ryan Hirschbach 5th. And Steve Smith rounds out your finishing order. So Colton Heath, former winner here in 2023 of the Marvin Smith Memorial, off to a good start in heat race number 1 for the 360 Sprint Cars. Cam Smith finishing 2nd, Tyler Thompson 3rd, Lane Taylor 4th, Ryan Hirschbach 5th, Steve Smith rounds out the finishing order. Heat race number 2 looks like this. Inside row number 1 will consist of the 18T, the Legacy Builder Supply, Shane DeWalt Trucking sponsored entry out of Jacksonville, Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes, car number 18T. To his outside will be the 26, the Race Routine Foundation, Spain Buildings Incorporated out of Burlington, Washington, Levi Hillier. Row 2 on the inside will be the 3D out of Salinas, California, the TSI Trucking Gold Star, Caleb Dubbin in car number 3D. To his outside will be the 33A out of Roseburg, the Sims Electric sponsored entry of Kyle Alberding. Row 3 on the inside will consist of the 17C out of Arlington, Washington, the Triple X Race Co. OPC exclusive sponsored entry of Chris Bullock. To his outside will consist of the 34, the Pacific Excavation, Dave Brink Logging sponsored entry out of Cottage Grove, Melissa Soulsby. 6 cars scheduled for 8 laps. Heat race number 2. Coming up in just a little bit. Looks like Melissa Soulsby not making the call here in heat race number 2. So Chris Bullock going to be all by himself in row number 3. The lights are out on the Speedway. Holmes and Hillier, your front row. And it's Dubham and Alberding, row number 2. Chris Bullock rounds out the starting order here in heat race number 2. Looking for the green this time as they exit turn number 4. That one's going to get called back, it looks like. Yes, it is. Yellow flag is waving. A little update on the 50-50. $300 to the winner for 50-50. Make sure you go get those 50-50 tickets while you can. The Miss Oregon Volunteers walking around the grandstands, and they are under the grandstands as well. 50-50 tickets up to $300 to the winner. All right, let's try this again. Take 2, heat race number 2. That's a little bit better. Green flag is out for heat race number 2. Holmes getting a really good start on the bottom side of the racetrack. Dubham getting a little bit bucky there in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Alberding trying to make the best of it. But Tanner Holmes going to lead lap number 1. It's Holmes, Hilliard, Dubham, and Alberding, your front 4. Chris Bullock runs out the 5th place spot. Alberding look at the inside of Dubham as they exit turn number 2. Alberding going to challenge it. Dubham slides up the racetrack. Alberding not going to get around it as they come across the start-finish line. Tanner Holmes, 4 down, 4 to go for Tanner Holmes. There's Kyle Alberding getting around Caleb Dubham for that 3rd place spot. Holmes looking good. 1.4 seconds was his lead last time around. It's grown down to a 1.6 second lead. Closest down on the racetrack is for 3rd between Alberding and Dubham. Two to go that time around. White flag going to come out this time by for Tanner Holmes. Young man out of Jacksonville. That's Levi Hilliard, Kyle Alberding, Caleb Dubham, Chris Bullock. Holmes out of 4. Tanner Holmes wins heat race number 2. Levi Hilliard finishing 2nd. Kyle Alberding finishing 3rd. Caleb Dubham finishing 4th. And Chris Bullock rounds out your finishing order. Tanner Holmes, ladies and gentlemen, gets the win in heat race number 2. One more heat race to go for the 360 sprint cars. And your lineup looks like this. Inside row number 1 will be the 8R out of Modesto, California. Triple X Race Co. Borden Auto Parts. That is Tony Gomes. Tony Gomes starts inside row number 1. To his outside will be the 21B, the Roadkill Excavation Canopy Country sponsored entry of Johnny Burke. Row 2 on the inside will consist of the 9A out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The Ripple Fab Pack Trucking sponsored entry, Luke Didiak. Luke Didiak in car number 9A. To his outside, out of Cresswell, car number 40, the Just Bathrooms VTS sponsored entry, Kinzer Cox. Kinzer Cox starts position number 4. Inside row number 3 in the 10K, the Double R Powder Coating South Coast Flagging sponsored entry, out of Roseburg, Don Waddell. To his outside will consist of the 26F, the Perlo Construction Springer Performance Engine sponsored entry, out of Junction City. That is Shane Forte. Shane Forte starts position number 6. Believe this will be the last heat race for the Facebook Live look-in. If you like what you see, head over to DurableTV.com. Get the subscription. You don't want to miss the 11th annual Marvin Smith Memorial here at the Cottage Grove Speedway. There's Shane Forte joining the racing surface. Heartbreak Hotel for Shane Forte, car number 26F, getting assistance off of the racing surface. Doesn't look like he'll be able to rejoin us here in heat race number 3, unfortunately. Another update from 50/50, $500 to the winner. Make sure you go get those 50/50 tickets while you can, as we are set to jet for heat race number 3. Gomes and Burke, your front row. Didiak and Cox sitting there in row number 2. Waddell rounds out the starting order. Looking for the green. We're racing. Good start for Johnny Burke, working through the bumps in turns 1 and 2. But Tony Gomes beautifully working the bottom. He's going to take over the race lead as they go down into 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Tony Gomes will lead lap number 1. It's Tony Gomes, Johnny Burke, Kinzer Cox, Luke Didiak. Quickly, 3 laps in. Tony Gomes stretching out his race lead. It's Tony Gomes, Johnny Burke, Kinzer Cox, Luke Didiak, and Don Waddell. Kinzer Cox all over the back of Johnny Burke for that second place spot. That's the closest battle on the racetrack. 5 in, 3 to go. Make it 2 laps to go this time by for Tony Gomes. White flag coming out this time. Tony Gomes looking good, meeting Doug Roots. Oh, number 8R. There's Johnny Burke, Kinzer Cox, Luke Didiak as Don Waddell off of the racing surface. Checkered flag. Tony Gomes gets the win. And it's Johnny Burke, Kinzer Cox, and Luke Didiak. Your finishing order. Don Waddell credited with a 5th place spot. But Tony Gomes, ladies and gentlemen, gets the win. Car number 8R.